Hey, what is good? I am back with another one, and I got my Fleetwood Mac Rumor shirt. Great album. And I have another quote for you today. This quote comes from the movie Annie Hall, the ending actually, no spoilers. This quote goes, "It reminds me of that old joke. You know, a guy walks into a psychiatrist's office and says, 'Hey doc, my brother's crazy. He thinks he's a chicken.' Then the doc says, 'Why don't you turn him in?' Then the guy says, 'I would, but I need the eggs.' I guess that's how I feel about relationships. They're totally crazy, irrational, and absurd, but we keep going through it because we need the eggs." I like this quote. This quote is funny. So he says his brother is crazy and thinks he's a chicken, but he won't get him any help because he needs the eggs. He's in a situation that's causing him stress, but he won't do anything because he needs something. This quote is clearly about romantic relationships and the headaches that they can be. Now, it's a couple ways we can look at it, but let's start with romantic relationships. Why do we get into romantic relationships? There are tons of reasons, but let's narrow it down to the two that I keep hearing from people, which is companionship and sex. And we go through a lot of trouble in the pursuit of companionship and sex, let me tell you. Women get obsessed about how they look and keep up with their hair and the makeup and the nails and the heels and the waist trainers and all kinds of other stuff. And us men, it seems like everything we do is to attract women. Every choice we make, that is always at the back of our mind, and it affects just about everything. What car we drive, what clothes and sneakers we wear, what we watch, and what music we listen to. It's the whole reason we go to the gym. We want big muscles because girls like big muscles. What career we pursue and how much money we can make. It's crazy. I had a friend who gave up playing video games because a woman told him it was unattractive. He had been gaming for years. He loved it. Gave it up. We don't turn into chicken because we want the eggs. Chris Rock said, and this could easily be a quote for a whole nother video, but he said, if a man could have sex with a woman in a cardboard box, he wouldn't buy a house. And sadly, that's true. So what's some other ways we can look at this quote? We talked about romantic relationships. How about friendships? We've all been friends with someone who wasn't really a good friend, but why do we continue? A lot of times, we just want somebody to complain to about our relationships, our jobs, and to have somebody to hit the bar with so we don't look stupid. Speaking of jobs, that's a whole nother lifelong struggle, and we've all worked jobs that we hated because we needed the money. We needed the eggs. Nothing else we really needed to say about this. But to circle back to romantic relationships, I have a friend who we'll refer to as Daffy Duck to protect his identity. So Daffy Duck was in a long relationship with this woman that he thought was crazy and toxic. This woman was a mess. She had anger issues, trust issues, jealousy issues. They would argue, fuss, fight. She would call the cops on him. He would call the cops on her. She would follow him to work, spy on him, and then go through his phone while he was passed out drunk. This woman had 5 kids, and she would instruct the kids to keep tabs on Daffy Duck and to report back to her. Things like, was Daffy Duck wearing the same clothes when he got home from work, or did he change? Did you see Daffy Duck talking to the neighbors? Did Daffy Duck smell like a woman's fragrance? What does Daffy Duck watch on TV when I'm at work? It was crazy. She would badmouth Daffy Duck to her kids so the kids would never respect him. Literally every time I would hang out with Daffy Duck, it would be a vent session about how miserable he is with this woman and how he hates being with her. So I finally asked him, Daffy Duck, why don't you just leave? And he said he didn't want to be alone. He wanted the eggs. Thanks for watching.